10?
10?
No, 30.
30, more than 30 in a day. So the day is from midday to 8 o'clock in the evening. 350. So I did around 250 calls every single day. So the question is, be nice, how many yeses did I get in a day?
4.
12.
1, 4,
10,
12, more than 10, 20, 25. I got 10%. So literally every day, I got pretty much 10%. There was one day which Dudley, does anyone know Dudley? It's near here, it's near Birmingham, and it's generally quite a lot of old people that just love, for example, bingo, and I signed up, I think, up to 50 people that day. It was just like, great, we've got the Dudley dialing code, it's going to be great, we'll get them through, and it was fantastic. So I ended up calling these people, and every day getting 10%. So the first thing, and William will talk about this kind of a bit later on, just around numbers. Like numbers, in terms of like how you get from the 250 people to people saying yes and people getting involved. It is a numbers game, and I'm sure you all know people that are always going out with someone, so they're always seeing guy, girl, whatever. And genuinely, it's because they keep asking. And not necessarily the same person, but they'll keep asking. And there are just some people that you'll know, they're like, oh, they're always with someone. And, you know, I guess you kind of shout and scream about it, it's not fair, but it's a numbers game. So you just kind of go. So, bringing back to Gala Bingo. I was doing these phone calls, and every day, so doing kind of around 10%. So how many no's in a day do you think I've got? Sounds like a trick question. 225. No more than 225 no's. 10 all around. So I got no's. So how many times do you think I had to get them to say no? 3. Yes. So 3 was like another 3 lucky number. So I literally had to call these people and then have this conversation with them. And so this is how the conversation, something like this, went. So good afternoon, my name's James. I'm calling from the Gala Bingo Membership Centre. Just calling today to offer you a free membership and a free gift. Would you be interested in that?
No.
Are you sure you wouldn't be interested in winning £10,000 twice a day, every day in May? It's completely free to enter. I just need to confirm a few details and we'll have you signed up. Would you be interested in that?
No.
So a few of you have got to say yes to prove the statistic works. So, and then the final time is, are you sure you'll be interested? It's completely free to have you signed up. I just need to confirm your postcode. Up to 6 people can go on your card. The food and drinks really great. It's an afternoon out. And even if you never use the card, it really doesn't matter. But it's an opportunity, so it means you've signed up and you get this free mystery gift, which is amazing. And all I need to do is just confirm your postcode now. Would you be interested?
Yes.
Yes. So more of you would have convinced over that time. And like the key thing is, if you remember, when you're asking anyone, whether it be your cold calling, whether it be your going to a shop or a service or speaking to anyone, and just applying this, I guess, to yourself, this is one of the most transferable things, and I hope you're sharing a few business nuggets, but things that hopefully can help you get ahead, is one no doesn't mean no. You've got to know when you've got to stop. So like the training was right, you've got to get them to say no 3 times. There's some like sales tip that says, I think it's 90% of sales take place after the 7th time that they've been contacted. But 90% of people only contact people once. So it's like that metric, and you think about it and you realize, like, that's generally what happens, you know, and you don't kind of apply those metrics. So that's kind of, one no doesn't mean no. So think about it, like when you're speaking to someone, how many of you have been at the other end of the sales process? So someone's called you and you picked up the phone, it's like double glazing, Windows, whatever it is, or mobile phone, and you're like, no, you're like busy. And you think, no one's sitting there waiting for me to call them, offering them bingo. Do you know what I mean? They've got their own world and they've got this own stuff going on, and it doesn't mean anything that they said no to me. They probably aren't even saying no to bingo, and they're definitely not saying no to me. Yeah? They're just saying no, because that's what, you know, our parents tell us no. You know, like you've got, like, it just is no. And it's for those reasons. And just to think about that, kind of, whatever it is that you want to do and you're going after, someone says no, and we're going to do something around kind of objection handling and how we can turn hopefully those no's into some yeses and what you can do going forward. And yeah, so we ended up, you know, getting those people every day. And so it's a numbers game. Don't take no for an answer, but also know when to stop. So there's that kind of fine line. But that people aren't saying no to you, and I think that was kind of a really big lesson and learning. And literally, kind of 5 years ago, when we were in Birmingham originally setting up studentbeans.com, and we were going to different shops and services, and go, look, just sign up, it'd be great, and you'll come on. And there was just, it was just an idea, remember, and it was just a holding page which just said coming soon. And we were going to these shops and services going, look, this is going to really work, this is going to help your company, this is going to be really, really great. And people were just like, no, just get out of my shop. And I remember there was one day I was in Sheffield, and I just, again, got screamed at, and it was just the most horrendous like experience. And I was just like, oh crap, what am I doing this for? And I'll share, I guess, a bit with you more kind of why I'm doing this and where it's all kind of all the pieces of the puzzle fit together. But as a learning experience, telesales, like I said, even if you've got a week, you've got a month, you generally get paid pretty well to do it, and it's just a great, it kind of makes your skin very, very thick, which is the same, I think, in lots of things.
Do you have any comical stories?
Comical stories?
From, yeah, telemarketing, like they have all these methods.
The comical, I'll have a think and I'll come back to you around them. The funny things that was happening was just the office banter. I was sitting next to a girl called Joanna Lumley, and she was just this blonde 18-year-old, and we were just having all this banter, and in between the little beeps, then you'd be chatting, and then suddenly you hear this thing, and it says, "Hello, Mrs. Brown." And you need to say, "Hello, Mrs. Brown." And then you kind of get into this thing, and on the right-hand side of me, it's not so comical, maybe you can laugh at him, but it was this guy that came into work each day and was circling the newspaper. What do you think he was circling? Jobs. How long had he been working there for?
5 years.
4 years. He'd been working there just over a year, and it was depressing. I was there for 6 weeks. I was making my money so I could go travelling. It was good money. I enjoyed it a lot. I got a lot. I like the ski season. Like you could just be like, "Oh, this is rubbish," cleaning bedrooms and doing whatever. But I was like, I do that for 5 hours, then I ski for 5 hours. Amazing. This was just like, I'm here. You're speaking to all these people. I'm going to hopefully make someone a rich winner. And it'll be great. Why not? And I give you the mystery prize was a bingo dabber. The mystery, crazy. That's why they told us it's the mystery prize. So mystery free grit. And so he was sitting there every day. To be honest, that was a little kind of depressing and not that funny. And I also share that with you around those questions that I was asking earlier that I'd like you to think about over lunch. Just around, like, what do you want and what you don't want. And so he was sitting there, and every day he was going into work, and he wasn't driven enough to, like, stop doing this bingo telesales. And I was just like, oh my god, mate, literally, what are you doing? Maybe he's still doing it. I hope he's not. So this is just a quote that I just share with you. So what's your thoughts? They become words. What's your words? They become actions. What's your actions? They become habits. What's your habits? They become your character. What's your character? It becomes your destiny. And I think that's like really strong, just again to think about kind of why you're here kind of now and thinking about the things that you do and what contributes. And you get to the end of something, I don't know, you didn't get the grade that you wanted to, you've got somewhere that you're like, why did this happen? And actually if you look back at the things you ended up going out that night that you thought, oh, I probably shouldn't have gone out. You ended up, we've all got those things, you're like, oh my god, how did this happen to us? Yeah? But actually, if you just take a look back, you know kind of exactly and you'll see why it happened. And so I guess I'm taking a step forward to go, right, what's happened in the past. Yeah, that's here. What's here now, this is the present, this is what's going on. What's happening the rest of the day, this evening, tomorrow, is not created. There's no kind of guarantee. There's no, whatever we want to create, and again, in this room, together, we're creating something that can have an impact. It can do anything. We can do, over the next, 2 days, we can go out, we're going to go out tonight, we're going to a place called Las Iguanas, it's like South American food, it's going to be really good, we're going to go karting tomorrow, it's going to be really good, and sessions and everything, it's going to be really good. And the thing is, what happens is, each of us is going to experience the next 2 days in a different way. Yeah? You're all going to leave here, and someone will go, oh, I had this conversation with this person, this is amazing, this happened, and then someone, oh, I'm really tired, other people were like, oh my god, I'm so buzzed out, this is amazing, and you'll all experience things in completely different ways. And the thing is, life is what it is how it happens to us. So there are kind of facts that go on, this is fact, right now I'm talking, this is fact. What I'm saying these things, but all of you are going to interpret what I'm saying in different ways. I know I can see a few of your arms folded. I'm going to pick on you. Cheers to you sitting there. And that kind of means I'm sitting here. Is what he's saying true? Is it interesting? I'm not picking on you, but I'm saying I'm broad stroke going that this is it, and this is how I was experiencing it. And some people are like, okay, yeah, great. And yeah, I'm going to volunteer, I'm going to go out. And it's like, oh no, but people think I'm cocky. Oh no, do you know? And you're all experiencing it in completely different ways. And the best that we can do is to set you up and share. And I'm going to give you all my contact details and everything afterwards, and you can contact me anytime, 24 hours a day. I still do check my emails. William can vouch for that. And it's about us being there for you and creating what possibility do we want? What do we want to create? How can we do this together? And it's not created. So people have talked about visions. What do you want? You want a first. You want a 2-1. Okay. Last year, did you get that? Well, maybe you did, maybe you didn't. But you'll know why you did or didn't get it. So you might be sitting there thinking, oh, I really want these things. If you do what you did last year and you didn't get a 2-1, you probably won't get a 2-1. Because it's the definition of insanity is doing the same thing the same way and expecting a different result. Yeah? So you're like, oh, I need to be better at time management. Oh great, I'm just going to go out to do everything. Oh, why haven't I done my stuff? It's Sunday night. Oh no, I've not done this lecture, I've not done this event, I've not done, oh my god, it's crap. Yeah, it's like, it doesn't just happen. So like, you just need to think, I guess, where is it you want to be and be very clear. And I really love this quote because I just think it really embodies like, what do we want to do? What do we want to create? And if we just change like our thoughts just a little bit now, just like 1%, if you imagine in maths and angles and stuff, you just change it one bit, then you end up in a very different place from when you started. And I think that's kind of really exciting, so much to share. Cool. So I skipped that very briefly. So kind of behind the scenes, so I've kind of set up this picture, I've done kind of this telesales and I've done like traveling and all these experiences. And there are probably, for every experience I've told you, there are 100 different crazy little experiences that I guess have made me who I am, and individually you'll all have made you kind of who you are. So it was on graduation, I applied for a few jobs, I didn't get the jobs that I wanted. And if you imagine when you graduate, where you are, life's a little bit like an escalator. And so you're going along and you're like, right, I've gone to school to get to university, to get a really good job, and then to, you know, find a life partner, get married, get kids, get a mortgage. Like this is what we're doing it all for. Maybe, and other people will have different kind of stories of what they want. But generally it's this escalator, and once you get on there, it can be sometimes quite hard to get off. You know, you see people sometimes running down the other way, and they can do it, but it's a little bit harder than actually going, okay, what do you really want to do? So when I graduated, I mentioned this book that I was going to reference earlier, The Naked Leader, and so I'd read this book, thought it was amazing, dropped the guy a message, met up with him for coffee. I was organising a conference for about 200 people, and I said to him, please can you come to this conference? I'd really love you to come and speak at this conference, because I was really inspired by what you did. So he's got a really simple message, which if you relate back to why I asked for a volunteer earlier as well, is just imagine if you couldn't fail. A really simple message. Imagine if you couldn't fail. Who would you be? Where would you go? And what would you do? So relating to that quite earlier, again, like nothing's defined. Like things have happened in the past, fine. We're here now, present. What do we want? So imagine if you couldn't fail. And this really, really kind of got to me. It was like, okay, cool. So I was going to go and work for a company for a year, and I was going to do some other things. I thought in that moment, like imagine if I was going to fail. And again, student visa is just an idea, and I did a business plan as part of my degree. But there's some marketing plans that we're going to be going through in the next couple of days, tomorrow more, that is very much the core of that's what, it's a plan. What do you want? You know, I said if you want, you know, a 2-1, you want a first, you need to have a plan. And there's a structure that we're going to help you just talk you through tomorrow that will give you the basis, which is also the basis of what the whole student meetings plan was originally kind of built upon in those foundations. So again, just not that you're all going to go and be entrepreneurs and run out here going, oh great, I've got to do it, but it's the hopefully some foundations that are very, very transferable that can help you. So imagine if you couldn't fail, who would you be, where would you go, what would you do? I was sitting in this room, 250 people or so, and I was just like, wow, that's a huge, powerful message. And I thought, I need to set this up. Like, it's going to work. If it's going to work, what can we do? It was all around kind of 3 core things. One was, you know, helping you guys, helping students save money. So it was literally the original concept. You log in, you can print out a voucher, 2-for-1 meals or 2-for-1 cinema tickets, whatever it is. Really simple. Don't need to collect points for anything. Don't need to create any complicated. It's just you go and you get it. That's it. That's all we wanted to do. So did that, and I was thinking that's what we want to do. And from the brand's perspective, I'd worked with a lot of brands over the last 3 years, kind of whilst I was studying. And loads of them want to promote themselves, but they can't necessarily do it in the right way. And we'll talk about freshers fairs as well in the next couple of days, and just around kind of pennies and what to do and how to do it. But the challenge about freshers that you all know is you go in, you get all your free stuff, and then you go out and you have a great time. And then generally, like at Christmas, whatever, you'll come, you'll find this bag of all this free stuff and go, oh, this is really good. Oh, it's expired. Oh, this is really good. Oh, it didn't work, whatever. And then you kind of like, how much money and time is in this bag that all these brands have spent loads of money on being there? So like, what happens if we can create, a space that helps? And like a lot of people say to us, we